If you hear 1 Corinthians 13 read, and read very well, you won't necessarily understand it at all. It will move you. It's a beautiful bit of English literature. It moved tens of thousands of people who heard it read at Diana's funeral. But I ask you, what did they understand on that day? I wouldn't have thought 1 in a million understood what was going on. Since the pulpit on that day was not used for its proper purpose, and there was no preacher to teach me what that lesson was saying, then I go away ignorant. In any case, it is not a chapter for funerals, any more than it is a chapter for weddings. So I have to say, since I've been asked to do it, that you can just squeeze a wedding sermon out of 1 Corinthians 13, but you can't squeeze a funeral out of it. You know, what would those masses of grieving people outside Westminster Abbey, and hearing it broadcast throughout the world, what would those masses of sorrowful people have felt if they knew that the lesson that had been chosen was Paul rebuking a first-century church about glossolalia? I mean, the thing is ludicrous, isn't it? But since it was not taught, nobody knew. There is a great fog over it. It means nothing. God's word is heard, but God's word is not spoken. Now, much more could be said. I must now give you some workshop material, some passages that demand traveling to Corinth. In my last minute or two, I'll go through these with you here, and I hope some of the people who hear these video lectures will get together in groups and go through these passages. In each case, I've chosen a passage that requires traveling to Corinth. That means going back to discover the historical context and teaching it in that context before I attempt to apply it to a modern congregation. By the time I've taught it in its historical context, it won't be necessary to do anything more than dot the I's and cross the T's. It will already have spoken to people today.